Hello, fellow nerds. It's Alisha from Nerd Park bringing you all the sex appeal this channel needs. Sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. I won't do that again. This week I'm bringing you a new segment to the Nerd Park channel called Books in the Park. No, I'm not in an actual park. That'd be stupid. Like, what sort of weirdos just sit in a park and talk to a camera? Oh. Second, Jeff, please don't kill me. I haven't been to San Diego Comic-Con yet. I hope to bring you guys a good word about awesome books that are out there by reading them and giving my 2 cents, because, you know, I'm sure you guys actually give a crap about what I think.
Shh, it's okay. You don't have to lie to me. I know.
This week I'm reviewing the Cal Leandros series by Rob Thurman. If you're a Supernatural fan especially, this one's going to be right up your alley. Now, this series is a bit obscure, though there is a tiny devoted following for it, which is mostly just people on Tumblr going, "Why isn't there a fandom for this?" The series started in 2005 and consists of 9 books, the 10th one being released in December. It starts with the first book, Nightlife, where we meet Cal and Nico Leandros, 2 brothers who solve mysteries of the supernatural and fight monsters that plan to infiltrate the human world. Nico, the older brother, is completely human, while Cal, the younger brother, is part human, part monster. Their mother made a deal with creatures called the Afe, and it resulted in Cal's birth. Yeah, in that sort of way. It's exactly the kind of deal that you think it is. Ew. The Afe are nasty, bloodthirsty, ruthless creatures who think they have some sort of ownership over Cal because he's technically one of them. After Cal gets kidnapped and then returned and their mother dies horrifically, Cal and Nico decide to hop town to town to hide from the Afe, who are still looking for Cal. They end up in New York City, where they meet a fun array of characters and get into general paranormal mischief. Eventually they open up their own pseudo-supernatural detective agency and solve crimes and stuff. You know, what normal 20-somethings do. Murder! Now, in most brother stories, the older brother tends to be the one that's the hot-headed, semi-jerky snark machine, while the younger brother is the kinder, gentler one who tends to reel in the older brother. That's the opposite of this story. Cal is definitely the one with more of an attitude and a temper. Nico, on the other hand, is very zen in the literal sense. He likes health food and doing calming martial arts and all that stuff.
He also has luscious hair. Just saying.
The first 3 books are told from Cal's perspective, so there's a lot of exploring of what it means to be human versus what it means to be a monster, along with what sacrifices have to be made because of his monsterness. However, in the 4th book of the series, Death Wish, we get to see Nico's perspective too, which gives us a glimpse as to how Cal inspires and affects Nico's daily life. Aside from Cal and Nico, there's also Robin Goodfellow, a creature called a Puck, who's basically a walking sexual innuendo. Promise Nottinger, a vampire who Summer Glau should totally play if they ever turn this into a TV show. Looking at you, Netflix gods. And Shia, who's basically Chris Hemsworth with wings. You're welcome for that mental image.
Highlights!
One of the things that I love about Rob Thurman's writing is that there's just this endless barrage of snark. Cal has an attitude that puts all other fictional bad boys to shame. It's all warranted, too, considering how difficult a time Cal has establishing relationships with people other than his brother. It's more of a defense mechanism than anything, so it's not just there for entertainment. It's also there to explore his character on another level. Another really positive thing about the series is the relationship between the 2 brothers. You get all the brother feels, but without the relationship becoming toxic and unhealthy. There's a really open line of communication between the brothers, which is really refreshing to see. The drama doesn't focus on the strains in their relationship, it focuses on the outside forces that try to strain their relationship and how they overcome them. It's just a relief to see 2 brothers who actually talk to each other! Disclaimer, I love Supernatural, it's my favorite show, but these 2 really piss me off sometimes, and yet I love them. But anyway, clever writing and a positive relationship between the 2 brothers is definitely a plus for this series.
Not so highlights.
While Cal's inner monologue is definitely rife with wit and sarcasm, it can be a little cumbersome and repetitive at times. Thurman tends to be a little redundant and long-winded in her explanations and things other than dialogue, so you kind of run into the same thing page after page after page.
Yes, we know you're part monster. We know you're afraid of intimacy. We know your brother is the best. Let's move on.
Another thing is, while Thurman does change perspectives in the 4th book, the first 3 books could have benefited from a perspective change as well. There are several scenes in the first book, Nightlife, that are between Nico and Robin and Promise that we don't get to see because Cal just wasn't there. It's actually a huge relief when the fourth book rolls around and it shifts gears so that we can actually see what happens when Cal's not around. Honestly, though, it should have taken place before that.
More highlights!
Even though it does take us a little while to get to those different perspectives, it's done really well when we do get to them. The way Thurman writes Cal and Nico is very distinct. Like, there's no real character bleed as we go chapter to chapter. It's not easy to do. A lot of times when you write multiple first-person narrators, they all just tend to sound the same. But Thurman actually avoids this with relative ease. All in all, the Cal Leandros series is pretty awesome. If you like serial monster stories like the Dresden Files, then you are going to love this one. Also, I know supernatural people are going to love it. Like, that's how I actually found these books. They sell them at supernatural conventions. They had a whole table of them, and I was just like, well, there goes the portion of my life that hasn't been taken over by sad, brooding men with tragic backstories. Have you or someone you know read the Cal Leandros books? Does this series sound interesting to you guys? Leave a comment below and let us know. The Amazon links to all the books are down below in the description, so you can buy all of them at once like I did. Also, do you guys have any suggestions for future books that we might review on this channel? Let us know below in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys are reading so I can add to my own infinite reading list. Make sure to like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr, links all in the description below, and email us at nerdparkpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks a lot for watching this week's Books in the Park, and remember, stay nerdy.